Modern AI generation is currently compartmentalized. The ecosystem relies on centralized software wrappers that dictate how and when you access the underlying models. SaaS pricing models prioritize the provider's interface. Monthly fees cover the maintenance of the wrapper, while the foundational AI model remains a rented resource you never actually possess. For independent creators, these recurring subscriptions create a cumulative financial drain. Multiple monthly tiers for different tools can quickly exhaust a production budget before a single video is even published. Building a scalable digital workflow requires direct control over the orchestration engine, rather than a series of temporary access passes. The objective is to remove the third-party interface entirely and establish a localized connection directly to the core LLM endpoint. High-speed digital production is achieved by moving past these restricted cloud environments and operating on a local level. VibeTube AI operates as a localized Windows desktop engine. This software utilizes a bring-your-own-key, or BYOK, architecture. By utilizing your own API key, the system bypasses SaaS rate limits and eliminates the need for a recurring billing relationship with a middleman. This shifts the economic model from an infinite subscription to a single permanent $49.99 purchase of the engine. Because the application must communicate directly with the API provider, it runs as a local executable rather than through a browser-based interface. Since the software is delivered as a direct digital download, the user maintains possession of the .exe file. Adopting the BYOK model changes the user's status from a monthly renter to a permanent owner of their production pipeline. To initialize the system, the user navigates directly to Google AI Studio. There, you generate a private 39-character API key linked to your personal Google account. Entering this key into VibeTube AI creates a secure bridge between your local hardware and the Gemini AI models. This enables deterministic API orchestration. Every request and response travels directly through this tunnel, removing the need for a third-party server to process your data. By removing these intermediaries, the software operates with zero latency, as the processing power is drawn directly from the API endpoint. On the initial launch, the Windows Defender system will likely flag the native executable. This flag indicates the software is running locally on the machine, without the standard wrapper layers found in browser applications. You can proceed by selecting More Info and Run Anyway. Establishing this direct API tunnel is the necessary step for automating the creative workflows usually handled by a human agency. The engine requires only one input to begin processing: a web URL. A professional YouTube production pod typically consists of a content strategist, an SEO specialist, an audio director, and a visual artist. At standard industry rates, this team represents a $385,000 annual overhead. VibeTube AI automates the outputs of these four specific roles within its local interface. The strategy engine analyzes the source URL and routes the data into three specialized pipelines. The first pipeline generates the NotebookLM Audio Protocol. This protocol provides specific tone and pacing directives that ensure the resulting audio maintains a structured narrative. The second pipeline produces cinematic format directives, which outline the visual progression and framing of the video. The third pipeline creates Midjourney sequences, providing the specific parameters and style tags required to generate consistent visual assets. This process converts a single URL into a complete set of creative directives, replacing manual team coordination with automated local processing. These outputs are designed for guided sandbox interoperability. The software prepares the data specifically for execution in external tools, ensuring you can move your project forward without being locked into one platform. The UI includes a walkthrough that explains how to use these outputs to bypass the default conversational limits of common AI platforms. For example, it provides instructions on how to use the generated protocols to force NotebookLM into following your specific audio formatting. Similarly, it shows how to input the visual sequences into Midjourney to create imagery that matches your cinematic directives. By keeping the strategy engine separate from the generation tools, you maintain the flexibility to use whichever AI models are currently most effective. Localized coordination allows you to manage multiple specialized AI tools from a single private hub. There is a common assumption in high-volume content creation that increased output must lead to increased compute costs. Many creators believe that automation requires a scaling, metered billing model that becomes more expensive as they produce more work. This is addressed through a strategy of free tier arbitrage. Google AI Studio currently offers a generous free tier for its Gemini foundational models. VibeTube AI uses the Gemini 2.5 Flash model to handle its logic, which allows the software to operate within these free limits. Comparing a standard SaaS model to VibeTube shows a contrast between scaling monthly costs and a single fixed investment of $49.99. Because the application connects directly to the API, the local architecture absorbs the usage, effectively removing ongoing costs for the user. Accessing these free tiers via local execution changes the financial structure of running an autonomous content pipeline. The process results in a transition from cloud dependency to localized execution. Running deterministic orchestration on a private machine provides a level of security and permanence not found in web-based subscriptions. A one-time purchase combined with direct API access creates a significant advantage in production efficiency. Maintaining the API key locally ensures long-term ownership of the production engine, regardless of changes to external third-party software wrappers. Your unique login credentials consist of your initial order number and the email address used at the time of purchase. The future of content creation belongs to those who move their production pipelines out of the cloud and into a localized environment.